So as you all know, well, some of you may know, I do speak English, but my second language. My first and native language is actually Spanish, and I grew up with Dragon Ball Z, sort of grew up with in Spanish first. So everything I saw first was from Vegito all the way to the end of Z, literally the ending. I even saw GT also in those days, in the ending too. So I was spoiled in a sense, in Spanish only. The English dub, well, I would have Frieza saga back then because there was back way behind. Well, let's face it, a whole series behind at that point. And I didn't like Frieza's voice originally because I was like, well, no, I heard Frieza be more badass sounding, and then this happens. So I'm like, And I was too impatient as a kid to watch Dragon Ball Z in its full. So I saw it in parts just throughout the end of the saga. So I knew the entire story at that point. Because it told me about it, and they're like, oh, so that's what it is. And I have a actual comic. I'll take a picture of it one day. I don't know where it's at right now. But it's an actual comic magazine, like actual magazine sized. You buy the magazine and you buy these stickers. And throughout the pages, fill in the boxes with the sticker number, the correct number. And you get the whole story, or at least that saga or part, in sticker form. It's pretty cool. It's even published by Shueisha, and Shonen Jump, so it's legit, not just, oh, it's Mexican off-brand thing. No, it's an actual legit magazine sold over there, and I don't know where else though. For sure, Latin America. So that's why I'm a big fan of Vegito and the Buu saga as a whole. And I was also shown parts of Cell saga, so I know parts of him. And the voice is just badass. And of course, in Japanese, it's Norio Wakamoto, famous voice actor. And you heard him last time as a cat from Azumanga Daioh. So it's like, yeah, I'm a big fan of him because his voice is just badass. Let me get this straight over here first.
Oye, Krillin, tienes semillas del ermitaño, ¿verdad?
I have to say with my voice
Oye,
too, though, so I
Krillin,
don't sound too
tienes
low.
semillas del ermitaño, ¿verdad?
You're good, actually. Okay. So there's always a preference between Japanese and English dubs, and you actually know another language. There's three dubs you can choose from. And it depends on what you want to hear or what you like to hear more. It makes sense you pick that dub. For example, people pick the English dub for Dragon Ball because it's their native language and understand it more. At the same time, people will accuracy or the actual translation being correctly done, so they pick instead, excuse me, the Japanese dub. And that is actually double sided for me because it depends on what you're watching and how it affects it. For example, when I hear, especially in canon, hey, what's up, Black? How you doing today, man? Good to see you here. How's your day going? So when I hear special in canon, like it's okay. I mean, in Budokai 1, they make it sound awesome, so that's one plus for that one. But Makanko Sapo sounds better in Japanese and Spanish. So that's one big one for me, and it's like it's preference. I don't care either way. I was born and raised with hearing special in canon first in Budokai 1. But let's give it a shot on Spanish and see if you like it more or not. We're just neutral about it, no opinion. Random, what game? I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Is everyone feeling better on your end? Your family?
Oye,
SMZ3? Super Metroid Zeta 3? I'm not sure what Z is. For Mario Z3? I'm thinking now. Oh, and there's also one more thing with the soundtrack. Yes, English dub did have a different soundtrack. They didn't license the Japanese one, even though it's more lively, my opinion. Oh, okay, cool. Super Metroid with Link to the Past. Gotcha. Gonna get a new record on that one? So let's hear some Spanish dub first. Latin American Spanish, not Castilian, Spain.
oye, Krillin, tiene semillas del ermitaño, ¿verdad? ¿Me puedes dar una, por favor?
¿Ah? Sí.
Gracias. Oye, es él.
¿Qué haces?
Es una semilla del ermitaño. Cómetela.
Goku, ¿qué hiciste? ¿En qué rayos estás pensando?
No tiene nada de malo. ¿Qué no ves que él se encuentra debilitado? Si Gohan le gana en esas condiciones, no será justo.
Pero, ¿qué locuras estás diciendo? En este momento no existe ni lo justo ni las mañas.
Imbécil, solamente quieres lucirte. Parece que no te has dado cuenta que con esa ingenuidad podrías perder la vida. Está bien, me comeré esta semilla del ermitaño con toda confianza. Goku, dentro de muy poco te arrepentirás.
Maldito.
Por fin lo entiendo. Esta semilla es fantástica.
Yo ya no me hago responsable de esto. Goku tiene la culpa.
Goku, llegaste al extremo al exponer la vida de tu hijo.
You can hear Cell have this is a one voice for Cell, like in Japanese also. So one voice, not three voices, and I love because he sounds badass. I was born and raised with that one in a sense. Meanwhile, go back to a good old story mode again. Let me show you the Makanko Sapo thing I'm talking about.
This is it. I'll finish him. Special Wings!
See how fast it is? It just gets to the point. It doesn't go Raditz and then to Goku. It just goes bam, you know? And then in Japanese, I like the both Japanese and Spanish versions. They're both badass in my opinion. The thing is, with Kai, I think it changed part of the dub to like in English. I think that one's it. That's a wrong one.
Go para mí. Es perfecto para mí. Pero creo que pronto regresarás, porque tus amigos te revivirán con la ayuda de las esferas del dragón.
¡Piccolo, aún no! ¡Me está rompiendo las costillas! ¡Apresúrate!
¡Espera! ¡Makanko Sapo! ¡No lo
You can see that same sound effect too after 10 years. Well, 10, yeah, about 10 years in the animation of the game. So that's pretty cool. They actually kept the sound effect.
待たせたな。覚悟はいいか。やれ。待て。マカンコサッポ。やめろ。
Funny enough, though, to me, those two are top tier. I can pick either one. If only the games had that Spanish Latin American dub, I'd be very happy. Dragon Ball Fighters, Xenoverse Kakarot, I buy that DLC on the go. So now comes a very funny one. This is actually true for a lot of us fans. Cowboy Bebop. Oh no. Cowboy Bebop's a very interesting one because we were all in the 2000s without a DVD player. Someone just had VHS, or nobody would even have a DVD player back then. PS2 was a great replacement though because it was cheap, and then PS2 with Blu-ray. So it's okay. This is how it goes with this one. We saw anime first in English for about 10, 15 years, 20 years straight. We saw Japanese because DVDs did have the language track sometimes, not VHS. So you have the VHS, you're out of luck, it's just in English. And not everything was in VHS either. I don't think I saw this. Any Adult Swim was not actually on VHS, I think. So that's already off the grid. Once you get the DVD, then you can actually watch it. And Adult Swim only had English tracks. And even April's Fool's Day, we had the Japanese one. But that was a rare case. It wasn't a given. Either to give them mustaches, or do a laugh track, or something crazy in Adult Swim. You can find the reruns here on YouTube also. But Bebop is so well done in both English and Japanese, you can pick one or the other. I know I can't. But I still pick English because it makes sense. It's a very westernized anime. Let's go. Bro, how do you do that? Look at this.
So you wouldn't really call it bell peppers and beef, now would you?
Yes, I would.
Well, it's not!
It is when you're broke, all right?
肉のないチンジャオロースなんてな、チンジャオロースとは言わねえんじゃねえのかな。いや、言うね。言わねえよ。金がないときは言うんだよ。
He's all full of holes.
Thanks to you, we lost our reward. Fortunately, you're worth a lot more. 25 million will buy a lot of lobster stew.
If you hurt her, we're gonna hold your fire.
穴だらけだ。困るな、飯の種よ。まあ、あんたにかかってる2500万に比べりゃカスみたいなもんだがな。
ママを離せ！
やめなさい。Whatever it is, you can't eat it, and I'm starving.
腹の足しにはなりそうもないわね。
You listening? I know you're there. Say something. Huh? Ow.
ちょっとねえ、ちゃんと聞こえてんの
Okay, face sounds way different in Japanese. Holy crap.
Well, it's
A mystery space creature! Huh? Spooky! The attack of the horrible alien!
Well, yeah, that is possible, I suppose. Oh, yeah, right.
Then what is it? It's not in the database, right?
Well,
Look, these pairs are abnormal.
そら。
謎の宇宙生物！怖い恐怖の宇宙生物襲来！
そうか。そういう可能性もあるわけねえか。
じゃあ何？データバンクにいないよ。
ああ。
この塩基配列も変。
What's wrong? Did you find something?
Hey, Kel, how you doing, bro? Steve Bloom's Spike voice. There's a thing about Steve Bloom. In the 2000s, you would hear him everywhere. He's also Big O. He's Roger, the main character. And I was like, when I was back in those, I was like, how come him and Spike have a similar sounding voice? And I'm like, the same guy. And then if you check out the Ace Combat 5 Unsung War videos, he's a Captain Bartlett. Similar sounding voice. But yeah, I'll check out Yagashi in a bit, so. Good to see you, bro.
Do you remember that theory you had about a mutant creature, Spike?
Yeah.
What do you suppose happens if you're bitten by it?
なんだ、今の反応はお前か？
さっきの謎のなんとか生物の話だけど。
噛
まれたら結局どうなるの？
When I came home from the war, they put me in prison. They thought I was a spy. I heard it was Vicious that testified against me.
戦地から帰って僕は投獄された。スパイの容疑で。 ビシャスが証言したと聞かされたよ。
Give it to her.
This is the Titan Opal you requested.
渡せ。
ご希望のタイタンオパールです。
A pitiful soul who could not find his way to the lofty realm where the Great Spirit awaits us all.
グレートスピリットを信じられなかった哀れな魂。
The awesome part is trying to get everyone as close as they can to the original Japanese voice actors, especially for like the minor characters who don't come out often. Well, one episode per character. But I had never heard Vicious in Japanese. So it's actually interesting hearing this. Okay, he's actually Noriko Komodo. Once again, we got Cell. Awesome. Dude, I can see the awesome voice actor. Okay, let's see what we have here. With English, we win.
Yo, talk.
Long time no see, Yagami.
It's still Steve Bloom. I love hearing Steve Bloom's voice. He's actually one of my favorite voice actors since 2000s, since Bebop. But it's hilarious. It's just him being him. I love him. His voice is awesome. I can say he can be a badass. He can be one of these guys. Whatever a captain, an old dude. The voice fit. It's funny how that works. Bro has a good voice in everything he does, man. It's crazy as hell. Oh, guy, he's actually married to Julia. Yeah, so the irony, the big both lovers and Bebop are actually a couple in real life. He's also the Major. He's awesome. Awesome Major. I love Major. This is what I mean. See, Bebop, you can win either way. And there's like the preferences there are actually extremely small. The biggest one is the fact that Faye is actually very young in the story. I forgot about that detail. The thing is, you play some always in their mid-30s, and that's correct for Spike and Jet. Jacked. I was thinking Jacked, man. Wow. But it's a fact that Faye's actually in her 20s. And I was like, oh yeah, in the anime, yeah. That makes sense. But and she sounds young in Japanese for that reason. But keep in mind though, our voices and tone in Americas and Europeans actually are a bit deeper than Japanese too. So it's one of those things that's cultural and ethnic, ethnicity, one of those words. And it makes sense. So our pitches are actually lower than theirs most of the time. Final boss in 101. Jerginga. Pretty different, or it could have been minor filter. Let's see. Wonderful 101. Jer. I'll just put the
the self-destruct when I can finish you myself.
It's still him.
Why wait for the self-destruct when I can finish you myself?
Father Brain much?
Wonder Punch!
Wonder Puncher!
In a few minutes, you'll be destroyed, and Earth will be saved! Wonderful 100!
That's true.
And our brave reserve! Team, engaging unlimited form!
Who's the main character in this one?
Twice before you survived our attempts to annihilate you, and already you muster a force
was able to defend your world.
Yeah, it's him. The filter's pretty good too. It's not annoying.
Your brother was never this sloppy.
Dad, you'll get it.
Your brother was never this sloppy.
Wait a minute, isn't that Jet? Please tell me it's Jet. Please tell me it's Jet. Yeah, I haven't heard him in a while though. But he's still okay. So yeah, he's 68 right now. Oh, he's not really an anime. I thought it was Jet. Oh, he's Leroy in Tekken. One Tekken 8, not 7. DJ in the Street Fighter 2 movie back in the 90s. That's an awesome movie too. Huh. Never mind, I was wrong.
Equal expectation. Bloodbend your brother, Tarlok.
That felt awful.
This is a backstory. I need to find. Yeah, let's go to the battle.
Thank you all for joining me on this historic occasion.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing, though. In Bebop, it's one of those rare occasions you can actually get either one and enjoy the voiceover role, and I'll be like, oh, it sounds too different. Like people say, Japanese Goku, I don't like the old lady voice of Nozawa. It's just not my thing. And it makes sense for people, but for me, I don't mind. I got 3 Goku to choose from in that sense. But it's like, yeah, see, Dragon Ball is to say, nah, it's not for me, a Japanese dub, or not this dub for me. Bebop, I can't even pick either one, but because it's so perfectly westernized and the translator is so well done, I can say, yeah, I'll watch that English like that. Meanwhile, Fully Cooley is so perfect, I can watch either one easy. I don't even pick that one, I just flip coin. It's just that good. Of course, some parts, change a lot because the jokes are Japanese all the way, and they're gonna Americanize it, so that's a different thing. I talked about that some time ago, though, not this. So that's the thing about dubs and me. I'm very picky with dubs, as in once I hear it once, if I like it enough, I stick with that one. But lately, I've been all Japanese until Street Fighter 6. I actually got it all English. I have not played that game in Japanese at all. And at this point, I'm too scared to try that because its voice clips are unique per each attack. For example, one of Ken's Dragon Lashes are only unique to the one with the least recovery. And that's the one I want to make sure I know for sure. Stuff like that helps you out a bit. Excuse me, but I think I'm going back to Japanese in a while, but I'm not sure yet. A little fun thing about Japanese dubs, it's win or lose, but it's mostly win-win. And it's really horrendous. Like, I think Attack on Titan's actually perfect in Japanese. English might be too much melodrama. Well, that's me though, because the way they speak, it's always shouting most of the time in the early seasons. I heard it gets better, but I don't know much about it. But yeah, that's how I see dubs. It's not a big deal to me. Hope it is for you either. But it's fun for me looking up all these things, like finding out who they are, other Shiesi. And the anime is actually 22, 23 years old. So in Japanese, it makes sense she has a very high-pitched voice. She's still a young woman. And I thought she was in her mid-30s, or at least 30s, in the anime. Because in the English dub, it's Wendy Lee, and she made it sound more older in that sense. Yeah, no, that's fine. A lot of OGs in this show. But I'm laughing though. Norio Okamoto is once again a bad guy. That's like 100% of his profile. He is, wow, he's actually 67, 68, no, 69 right now, yeah. 79. He's hitting 80 next year. So that means, wow. Yeah, I only roll for one instance.